Hey everyone, I'm Austin and I am your guide to the new pledge manager called JetBridge. We'd like to thank our friends at Floodgate Games for creating this, and we are so excited to use this because it gives us so many more options for helping you choose when you want to get things, which we've never been able to do before. But with anything new, it helps to have a guide, and so I'm here to walk you through the system. So first off, if you backed at $1 pledge, or you're totally new, you didn't back Scales of Fate, and you're just coming here from the terrific Tariff Trade, this is where you're going to go first. And this is going to be a place where you can choose Relive, and then we'll go into the system. If you already backed Scales, don't use this landing page. You're going to see a spot right here that says click here to look it up. That will take you back to your pledge, but also you're going to be getting a pledge invite in your email inbox in the next day or so, and that will allow you to jump straight in. Now, that will look like this, and it will have your rewards that you've already pledged for right there, and you can go from there. So if you're brand new or you pledged for $1, you can pick right here. And we are going to get to select a reward. Now, if you're interested in Scales of Fate, this is where you could add Scales of Fate. This is a Scales of Fate pledge manager, but we've also combined it with our Tariff Trade. You do not have to back Scales of Fate. You can instead just click this, which is select a different reward, which is what we're going to do. And you can currently see that there's a change region button here. This will also be for people that have already backed, but if you for some reason have moved since you started this or need to change a region, you can always do that right here. We'll take you back here. But we're going to continue on. This is just going to talk about shipping details specifically for the USA, so I'm going to gloss over it. But basically, we have 4 different shipping windows that we're going to be talking about. June, which is for in-stock items that can ship right away to you. Gen Con pickup, which you can come to us and visit us at Gen Con and pick up some of the items that we have, especially the small box games of Graft, Time to Panic, and Pillars of Fate. And then we have September, which is going to be, if you can't make it to Gen Con, the shipping window for those 3 games. And then December, which is a shipping window for a lot of things, but that's when Scales of Fate is delivering, and you could choose to have things delayed until then to not pay additional shipping fees. You can see that picking up Gen Con is free, but if you add things in June and September, those are going to add a shipping charge. If you're already backing Scales of Fate, adding things to that December timeline is not going to add any money to your shipping charge. All right, so let's dive in. So Scales of Fate, you can add more things. There's going to be some add-ons and other things. These are all brand new items that just crowdfunded, and you can look at those if you'd like. When you get to the next page, this is where the terrific Tariff Trade is coming in. We have all of our small box games, the Brink Section 99 micro expansion, the Moonrakers playing cards, and you can see that each of those have a different option for shipping. We've got Gen Con, September, or December. So for showing you the different things, I'm going to actually choose one of each of those. You should not do this. It would be a terrible idea to have them deliver this way. You'd pay as much money as the system would allow, so don't do it this way. We're going to add some things that look interesting to me, and then we're going to go to the next page. Okay, so all of these items are Kickstarter exclusives and also new items that have recently delivered from the Ivy catalog. And so you can see that there is things like Fractured Sky Rift that just delivered, and there's 2 different listings for that. The reason being is we have 2 versions, plastic and metal, but then we also have 2 different delivery windows. You can see this one ships in June and this one ships in December. Since I'm getting Scales of Fate, I'm gonna go ahead and add that one to my December order in order to avoid paying extra shipping for that. All right. You can see that there are a lot of items in here, and if you click the show more, you'll see more of those. As we go to the next page, this is the existing catalog for Ivy Games. These are things that have been around longer, and so if you haven't picked some of these up and you want to, now is the time to do that. And there are a lot of items in here for you to look through if you are interested but do not need to. Then you get to the review cart. This is where you're like, you know what, I added one version, but I want to add a different version. This is where you can remove things that you didn't mean to add. And so you can obviously just click the trash can here, and that will take them out of your cart. And now we're going to checkout. All right, so I'm probably just gonna have to like black out my screen or something, because I'm gonna have to type in my actual address, which is not ideal. Actually, ooh, this is amazing. I have an old work address. Don't go to this address, there's nothing here. Uh-oh, don't do that. Okay, now, you can see that I've entered an address and a zip code and all of that. You should definitely check that to make sure that is your proper address. You don't want this stuff shipped to the wrong destination. And you will be able to change your address in the future if you need to. If you need to choose lots of stuff about your, your shipping and you need to change things, make it custom, don't try to use Apple Pay or Google Pay or Venmo, as they tend to just railroad you into one option. But I'm just going through the system naturally here, and you can see that there are more shipping options. And I have Nashville pickup automatically selected because I'm in Tennessee. Let's say I live in Memphis. I'm not driving to Nashville. We're going to add that US delivery there. Then I've got my local pickup for Gen Con, which is free. And then I have Time to Panic, which is a September delivery. So that's $8 there. If you're not in Tennessee, you will not automatically be selected into local pickup. You can just go through and you can look at the different options there. Okay, so if I wanted to, for instance, be like, oh, you know what? I can ship Gen Con, I can pick Time to Panic and ship that in December, and I will pay $8 less in shipping. You can, of course, go back just by hitting the back button here, and that'll take me back here, and I can delete this September Time to Panic, and I could go back and add it to the December window and then go to checkout. And that way I'm able to change my shipping windows and things like that. Now, not everything's gonna have an option for every shipping window. Some stuff isn't going to be printed in time to ship in June. Some stuff's just not gonna be available in December. So you need to just be able to just peruse it at your will to figure out the best way to ship it for you. So we're gonna go in here and add this in again. And I'm gonna change that away from Nashville Pickup. And then I would add a credit card, and you can also do PayPal or ShopPay here. ShopPay does offer installments if you want to pay it over time. Awesome. I think that basically covers everything you need to know about this. I'm going to check my notes just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, right. I want to go back through. So this is what it looks like if you already backed. And one thing people had questions on is that they picked pillars in Kickstarter, and then they get shown this screen. And they're like, oh, I don't need to add pillars again. Well, this is just picking when you're gonna get pillars. You have Gen Con, September, or December to choose from. Since I'm getting Scales of Fate in December, I'm going to select that December option so I don't pay more shipping. And then I am in the Pledge Manager as normal that we already showed. All right, great. Well, I hope this little walkthrough was helpful. If you have any more questions, we're of course able to help you in the comments section or in an email to us. There's a link in the updates that has like a portal that will help you get into our customer service pipeline. That's the best way to get a hold of us. But of course, we're able to help in lots of different places like Discord and the Kickstarter page. So please let us know if we can help. And thank you so much for supporting IV.